Sister Mervy.
Hello, Brother Mike.
At hello sa lahat ng mga nanonood ngayon. Siguro nagtataka sila kung bakit bagong mukha ang kasama nila sa The Habits.
Correct ka dyan.
Ako po muna ang makakasama ninyo dahil wala ang aking kapatid na Franciscano na si Father Angel na kasalukuyan ngayong naglalakbay patungong Bicol upang kumustahin ang kalagayan ng ating mga kababayan doon.
Yes, hello din ulit, Brother Mike. Ako naman ang temporary substitute, o di ba, parang teacher lang, ng aking pamangkin na si Sister Happy.
Magkamag-anak kayo, sister?
Hindi. Pamangkin kasi ang congregation namin, Sisters of St. Anne.
Okay.
Tapos sila naman, Daughters of St. Anne. Kaya pamangkin. Pero we're not really related kasi magkaiba kami ng founders. Though I think we're both, our roots are coming from Italy. But hanggang doon lang yung aming
Wow.
pareho na kami ng patron saint yun.
Okay, interesting, sister.
Yes, ikaw, bakit naman cappuccins?
Okay, kasi sister, mahilig kami sa kape. Joke.
Okay. Okay.
Pero hindi, dahil sa talagang ang cappuccino, among the Franciscan family, kami yung pinakamalaking capuch na suot-suot. So kung mapapansin mo, malaki yung aming cappuccio,
Okay.
So, but somehow, it also symbolizes the contemplative aspect of our life as Capuchin.
Okay.
Yes.
Tama ako si Padre Pio?
Yes, sister.
Yes, okay. That's what I know from the Capuchins, Padre Pio.
Yes.
Yan.
Sikat na sikat.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Pag-uusapan ngayon, meron tayong inanyayahan na isang bisita na kasalukuyang national spokesperson and secretariat of the Samahan ng Chuper Operator tutol sa phase out or stop. Okay? Ito po ay walang iba kundi si Mr. Aldrin Talavera. Welcome po, Mr. Talavera. Sir Aldrin.
Magandang araw po. Salamat po sa Panginoon at naimbitahan po tayo rito. Katulad din po ng pagpapasalamat natin. Ngayon po kami makakapagpasalamat po at sasamantalahin ko na itong pagkakataon. At kami po ay kasama doon sa nabibiyayaan, ayuda mula po sa AMRSP kung saan ay malaking bilang din po yung naitulong ng mga bigas na nakarating po sa amin. Maraming salamat po.
Next week, join us again as we explore consecrated life, the church, the world, and the society. This has been your kahabit, Sister Mervy Quebec of the Sisters of St. Anne.
Thank you very much for joining us on our weekly religious routine. This is your kahabit, Brother Michael Flores of the Order of Friars Minor Capuchins, signing off from your weekly inspiration and information companion. We have been
The Habits.
Mabuhay Pilipinas and hello to the rest of the world!
Welcome to your new companion in looking at the church, the world, and the society from the religious point of view. This is your kahabit, Sister Happy Madecilio of the Daughters of St. Anne.
Join us for your weekly dose of inspiration and information straight from the consecrated men and women of the Philippines. I am your kahabit, Father Angel Cortez of the Order of Friars Minor.
This is your all-new
The Habits. Ayan, nakakamiss talaga, no? Maraming tumawag, nag-comment, nag-text, nag-aalala sila bakit wala tayo sa last episode.
Pero di ba sinabi din naman yung guest host natin last week that we were in Catanduanes for the relief, how do you call it? AMRSP Relief Mission and Assessment.
Yes, mga kahabit, talagang hindi po matatawaran ang pagpunta namin sa Catanduanes upang meron tayong kagyat na pagtugon sa mga nasalanta nating kapatid ng bagyong Super Typhoon Rolly. Yun nga lang, kinabahan ka ba? Mukhang ginalingan talaga ng mga guest co-host natin last
I'm
week.
so proud. Sinabi pa naman niya na, nandito lang ako para, to substitute my pamangkin. Sabi ko, may tita pala kami. The Sisters of St. But they were so good, really.
Siyempre, shoutout din kay Brother Mike na mas payat at mas bagay sa camera. Pero talagang ginalingan niya. Ang ganda ng tandem nila.
But that's really AMRSP.
Yes.
Diba? Sinabi naman natin yun, hindi lang dalawang habits. And there are many other habits. Diba? Yun. So, since we are talking about our remote experiences, it was really a very meaningful and significant experience dun po sa Catanduanes. And what was very touching ay yung na-meet namin doon na parang hindi sila nakapaniwala na makakarating kami doon. And it was really our expression of affection and solidarity with our kahabits in that area na talagang devastated by
And of course,
Typhoon
we
Rolly.
thank all the congregation that hosted us along the way, the Daughters of Mary, the Franciscan Missionaries of the Infant Jesus,
And the
other-
OFM.
of course.
But also all the other congregations who supported and continue to support with their finances, with their funds, na para talagang makakarating po tayo dun sa Catanduanes. And really the people were so grateful for that help. So since we are in this new, in this
New episode.
episode, yeah.
Yan.
So we also look forward to our new episode today kung saan mapapanood ninyo ang pinakabagong segment here outside the Habit Studio. Abangan yan, maya-maya lang po. Maya-maya lamang po.
Tama. Pero bago tayo dumako dyan, tanungin muna natin ang ating mga kahabits. What do you look forward in our new segment? I-share nyo na yan sa aming Facebook page, facebook.com/amrsp.org, at habang nandun na rin kayo, huwag nyong kalimutang i-like and follow our page dahil we're on the road to 10,000 followers.
At kahabits, mapapanood din tayo sa YouTube, sa aming YouTube channel, AMRSP Media. Just like and share this video and don't forget to subscribe.
Bukod dyan, kahabit, mapapanood din tayo sa TV Maria every Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. with replays every Thursdays at 6 a.m. and 10 p.m.
Kaya naman, let's start the show. Alam niyo ba ang kung nasaan tayo ngayon?
Yes, we are inside the famous walls of Intramuros
Wow.
here in Manila. Pero bakit nga ba tayo nandito, kahabit Sister Happy?
Because we will feature a very important desk na dapat malaman ng ating mga kapatid na consecrated in doing their mission.
Kaya mga kahabits, join us as we show you one of the ministries of the AMRSP to our missionary consecrated brothers and sisters. This is
The Habits on the
Spots, presenting
The AMRSP Visa Desk.
Teka nga pala, kahabit na kapatid na Sister Happy. I remember you went to Indonesia for mission, right?
Yes.
And syempre, hindi biro-biro magproseso.
Ay, totoo. Sinabi mo pa. Actually, basta yung visa na ginamit ko, parang it was difficult to get, because I was in that country, it was difficult to get that missionary visa. I had other visa, pero sekreto ko na yun.
Wow. Meron pala ganun, ha?
Yes.
Ako naman, when I went to Sri Lanka, I remember, hindi rin ganun kadaling magproseso
Yes.
ng visa requirements.
Yes.
So siguro, in relation to your experience and my experience, dapat malaman natin na ang AMRSP may ministry na ganito sa mga kapatid nating misyonero na pupunta sa Pilipinas.
Actually, many of them, they know already, but I think not yet all. That we also, I think it's good for us to explain or to introduce how is this AMRSP Visa Desk ministry.
Ayan. So wag na nating patagalin pa dahil kung meron man tayong dapat anyayahan.
And now, to help us learn more about the special ministry of AMRSP, let us now introduce the new AMRSP Visa Desk Coordinator, Sister Maria Luz Mission of the Dominican Sisters of Our Lady of the Most Holy Rosary of the Philippines, commonly known as the OP Molo Sisters. Hello po, Sister Maluz.
Hi, Sister
Welcome.
Happy. Hi, Father Angel.
We are really happy to
Good evening, Sister.
Good evening na ba?
to have you in the habits. Sabi nga namin, iba-ibang habit yung aming papakilala, and as part of AMRSP's ministry to the consecrated, we would like them to know what is the Visa Desk ministry. And syempre, wala namang ibang mag-explain ito kundi ang coordinator.
Pero siguro before that, we will ask first Sister Maluz about her congregation, the charism, the ministries that you have, Sister, your mission, although mission po ang apelyido nyo, pero yes po, Sister.
Yes po. We are the Dominican Sisters of the Most Holy Rosary of the Philippines, commonly known as OP Molo Sisters because we were founded in Molo, Iloilo po. So, yun nga, Father made mention earlier, we may think about the Pansit Molo or the... Ay, opo, nakakagutom na lalo na this raining this time. Anyway, our ministry po, we are into education. So we have schools all over the country. We have schools in Mindanao, these are the Sun schools. In the Visayas, of course, where we were founded. So also in here in Manila, we have our dormitories. And then, of course, because of our pontifical rights, so we have sisters working abroad in Italy, in the United States of America, particularly in Hawaii, in California, and in Africa. Ayun po, Father.
Wow, interesting, no? Imagine, it's our pride as Filipinos that we have locally founded congregation, but producing missionaries, not only inside the Philippines, but even abroad.
Yes.
So, mapalad tayo sapagkat pumayag ang kanyang congregation to be a part of this
Si Mother
AMRSP Visa Desk ministry. Shout out kay Mother Ninya.
Yeah.
And to all Molo sisters watching.
Yes po. Okay, so ito po, sister, we are also happy that you have entrusted the care of this ministry sa amin po. Although na sabihin natin, this is also a new ministry for me, sister. I've been in the school, for more than 2 decades, something into the administration, but this is a new ministry. So, feeling ko nga when you asked me about this office, parang do I have a choice, parang ganyan. Pero, but then, as religious, parang ang ating motto yata, laging handa. Maging Girl Scout tayo,
Yeah,
Boy
we have
Scout.
a choice, sister.
Yes
Our
po.
choice is to say yes or no.
Yes
And you
po.
say you chose yes.
Yes po, yes po. And I think, I'd like to believe that it could be a new ministry or go back to the old ministry, but I still believe that we, as religious, we continue to, shall we say, bloom, where we are planted
Yes.
or transplanted
Yes.
or
Because,
replanted.
sister, we always say that the person is sent at the right time, at the right place.
Opo,
In
sister.
God's time.
Yes po.
So, yun.
So
Thank you for
everything-
saying yes.
we pray. Yes
Yes.
po, yes po,
So sister,
Father.
I am sure our kahabits are excited to see the Visa Desk office.
Opo.
Please invite us over sa inyong humble office and let's continue our conversation there. So ayan, nandito na tayo sa loob ng AMRSP Visa Desk office at kasama pa rin natin si Sister Malus Mission ng Order of the Preachers of the Philippines. So sister, can you tell us more about the Visa Desk?
Yes, Father. No, by the way, I forgot to welcome you in this office.
Thank you po.
No po. So this is now the real office here. So the way I knew or the history of this is all started way back in the 1980s when the major superiors had discovered or had observed that the foreign missionaries really had a hard time, difficulty, in getting their visas so they could stay here in the Philippines and do the ministries. So from there, they started in Quezon City, and then in the 1990s, they moved here to the CBCP, and just a month ago, September, October, the office is now transferred here in this historical place of Intramuros, Letran, Intramuros, where we know that they are also celebrating their quadrocentennial, 1620,
Wow.
2020. So we are part of the history.
Yes.
So welcome to Letran, welcome to this historical place.
Thank
Yes
you,
po.
sister.
Mhm.
So sister, so if we say Visa Desk, what do the office caters and what are parts of this ministry?
Opo. Actually, the Visa Desk started with the Catholic visa that we're processing for the missionaries of Catholic Church. But then there are other denominations who also ask for our help for the services, and not only those in the religious life, of course, but even with the lay organizations, lay missionaries, partners, those who are helping our local churches. So the office also caters once the local ordinary endorses or recommends such organization. So we could help them process their visas.
It must be a lot of work for you, sister. That's why may mga kasama din po kayo dito, sister.
Yes po. Kasi parang sabihin mo may extension pa yung office, di ba? Opo, or part of the office actually, because this is a Visa Desk. So, dito po sa office, we have 3 staff here with us. So, would you like us to
Yes, sister.
go around now?
Please
and-
introduce
Oh, yes po.
to our kahabits, our staff, and what are their roles in the Visa Desk?
Oh, sige po. Okay, Father and Sister Happy, let's take a walk. We are
Please lead
now.
us, sister.
Yes po, yes po. This is a Visa Desk office, so you got your passports with you? You need your visa.
Sige, Sister Lisa.
Yes.
Sige po, lead us.
Yes.
Sister, please introduce us to your staff here in the Visa Desk.
Yes po, Sister Happy. So we are glad that we have here our first na staff dito. We have EJ. EJ?
Hi,
Yes.
EJ.
Hello po.
Sige, please introduce yourself. Yeah, okay.
Ako po si EJ Florendo po. Ako po yung nagwe-welcome po ng mga applicants po and nagre-release po ng passports po nila pagka po okay na po, pagka na-process na po sa immigration ng mga kasamahan ko po. Tapos ako din po ang gumagawa ng endorsement letter po nila na kung saan po, isa po sa mga requirements po na para po makapag-apply po sila, yung mga applicants po ng visa is yung endorsement letter po. Tapos po, sa akin din po yung payments po and after po nun is sa bank errands po. Ako din po yung nagda-deposit and nag-aasikaso po ng mga transaction po sa bank.
Wow, overwhelming pala yung trabaho mo. Ano?
Pero, di ba, may mga, syempre yung mga punta dito, how do they approach you or like, how do they meet you? Parang ganun. Ano yung, parang, paano ka nakipag-deal sa kanila?
Una po is, welcome po namin sila. And ngayon po, since pandemic po is, kailangan po hanapin po muna namin yun pong health declaration po nila. Tapos po, nagtatanong po sila ng kung paano po yung mga requirements po, tsaka yung kung paano po mapaprocess po yung kanila pong visa po. Yun lang po.
So talagang yung trabaho niya is very essential.
Oh, yes po.
To have a staff handling all the ins and outs.
Yes.
Ng
I
mga
think
nagpa-file.
she's the newest staff in this.
And the
office.
youngest
And
ba?
the
Yes
youngest.
po. Multi-purpose po si EJ.
Ayan.
Opo.
Thank you, EJ.
Thank you, EJ. And now,
Good job.
So,
thank you for your service.
Okay, so we move on to the next staff. Okay po, Father and Sister.
Parang dito yata tayo sa
Ito po.
gitna.
Ito na po. So, if okay po. Si EJ yung beginning and ending kasi siya din yung sa releasing. So, kailangan din natin itong mga middle.
Ito yung mga kasama,
Opo,
parang
sila po
yung sinabi ni AJ kanina, yung
Yes
mga
po.
nagpo-process,
Yes
sila
po.
yun. Okay.
Sila po itong ating mga certified na liaison.
Yes.
Which will BI for short.
Yes,
So
please
here we
introduce
have
yourself.
Lorena.
Yes. Ako po si Lorena Anastasio, liaison officer ng Visa Desk, credited ng Bureau of Immigrations as a legal representative. So we are two, me and Lisa, pero we go alternately as of this moment because of the online appointment. Saka pandemic, medyo limited yung pong pupasok sa immigration. So ako po yung in charge ng filing of applications, tapos implementation sa visa, pag na-approve na siya, filing of grace period, lahat yung aalis po na may intentions to return na ongoing pa yung application, revalidation sa visa, yung pong na-approve yung visa, na yung clients or yung missionary nasa labas ng bansa, yung pong transfer of arrival, those who have the 2 passports, yung new, yung old and new, yung ililipat po yung manifestation ng last arrival. Tapos po yung grace period, yung pong securing po ng additional visa sa mga aalis po ng mga na naka-ongoing pa yung visa. Tapos securing po ng not the same person certification, yung pong may mga kapangalan na mga clients namin, especially yung mga Vietnamese, kasi common po yung mga pangalan nila sa ano. So yung iba may mga derogatory records like criminal, blacklisted, or watchlist. Tapos ako rin po yung nag-i-implement ng visa, both kami ni Lisa kung sino po yung available on that time, no. Implementation ng approved visa, follow-ups, tapos yung ano pa po, mga restamping. Yung restamping of visa, yung pong may visa po na nag-renew ng passport, so ililipat yung mga ano doon. So yun po yung follow-ups ng visa. Ako din po yung yung pagka nagtatanong sila for the application for new applicants and both renewal din. So yung mga new applicants, bago po namin siya i-file, we make sure na authentic na religious, no. Meron kasi po na peke, no, gumagamit po nung mga congregation. Kasi yun po yung mga previous na experience namin, na kaya po minsan naghigpit sa mga missionary, kasi missionary visa yung na found out ng immigration na peke. Yes, oo, yes. Pero ano pala sila, nagbi-business dito sa. So, yung pong pag dumarating po sila, hindi lang basta sasabihin po yung congregation.
Pero di ba may mga parang from the superiors or the bishops,
Yes.
mga recommendations?
Opo, sister. So, yung po, yung iba na religious, member po sila ng Association of Major Religious Superior. Pag ganun po, secured kami doon kasi na-verified siya. Tapos yung iba po na under ng diocese, we make sure we call the diocese po, no, na tas may endorsement letter sila from the diocese, local ordinaries.
Endorsement letter from the diocese.
The diocese or the
Tapos tayo
bishop.
din as AMRSP,
Yes.
nagbibigay, CBCP pala,
Yes,
endorsement
CBCP,
letter.
yes po. So,
Kala
yung
ko
po.
nagtatrabaho ka rin dito.
Siyempre may mga kapatid akong mga foreigners.
Oh, alam na rin sa yun.
Okay.
Yes, yun po. Yan pong ano. So, kailangan po maging wise din po kami sa pagtanggap ng mga applications kasi yun nga po, may mga hindi po talaga authentic naman na religious. That's why, yun lang.
Wow.
Thank you, Lorena. Overwhelming din yung trabaho.
8 hours.
Nakaka-stress ko yung ganyan trabaho.
Opo.
But for how many years have you been working here?
23 pero 17 in the 23 by experience, 23 by tenure. Yes.
Wow, 23 years in
Yes.
the processing.
Before you were born, Sister Happy?
No, I was
Yes.
already. Baka si AJ.
Yes po.
We are one Assumption family staying connected. A blessed Christmas to you all.
Sister Mulus.
Yes po,
Pakilala
Father.
niyo na po yung isa pa natin.
Yes.
Isa
Thank
pa
you,
natin
Loretta.
kasi. Thank you, Lorena.
The last but not the least, pero isa sa mga pinaka-essentials din dito sa office.
Yes.
Kasi either tawag or text, si Ate Lisa. So, here we have Lisa. Okay.
Yes.
Yes po. He's also an old-timer in this office.
Hello po, ako po si Lisa. I'm working in the Visa Desk office for 17 years na po. So, I'm one of the liaison officer from the Bureau of Immigration. So, my part, my job description, I'm the one who handling tourist visa extension. So, those who are coming tourists here in the Philippines and who wants to stay here in the country for a certain period of time. So we are the ones extending their tourist visa until they plan to apply for a different types of visa. Just like for the religious, so they used to apply for missionary visa. So ako din po yung in charge sa processing ng downgrading of visa. So
What
those
do you mean by downgrading?
downgrading of visa, those who are already holder of missionary visa and wants to downgrade it back to tourist. So there are two reasons why missionary applies for downgrading of visa. So one reason is that for those who are already reached the 10 years limit, because for missionary visa, so it is included in our MOA that we have a limit of 10 years. So if they already reached the limit of 10 years, so they have an option to downgrade their visa back to tourist.
But they have to go out of the country,
So supposed to be, there was a time that there's a conference with the Associate Commissioner before, Commissioner si Fred Mison, that I think that was held in La Consolacion before. So there's a privilege given to us supposed to be, but sad to say that that privilege was not really, hindi na po nasunod. So what that privilege supposed to be, so if ever na downgrading of visa is processed, so there's an option to reapply without leaving the country. So sad to say that this time, so most likely, happened right now for those who are applying for downgrading of visa. So we really encounter order to leave. So yun po yung sad story this time kasi
Pero pwede naman silang lumabas tapos kumain lang
yes
sa
po.
Kuala Lumpur tapos balik ka.
Yes po, as long that they comply the order to leave issued to them by the bureau, so they can just go out of the country and come back in a while. So pwede po yun, pwede mag-coffee lang sila. Asian countries, they can just go out in the day. Yeah. Pwede pong pumunta ka lang Asian countries kasi there's a flight for 1-2 hours, so they can just go out and then come back as tourists again, and then from that they can reapply for missionary visa again. So one of the reason also for those who are applying a visa are those who are leaving the country for good. Kasi before, for those missionaries who wants to go out of the country for good, like change of assignment, if they are called back to their country, so we are just applying exit clearance for good directly. But this time, so they set new ruling. So before you can apply for exit clearance living for good, you need to downgrade your visa first back to tourist, cancel the visa, and then apply for the exit clearance before they can leave the country. So yun po. And then
Mahaba ng proseso.
yes po.
Pero
So,
how about those others
yes
that
po.
they left the country, they don't know if they will return or
Yeah. Normally, if that will be the case, we are usually advised to bring the I-card with them, with the valid visa, so that if ever they change their mind or not, if they wish to come back, the visa still remains valid until they wish to come back. Yes po. So part also of my job are all I-card related transactions. So I do I-card renewal for those who are holder of permanent residence visa. So reissuance of lost ACR I-card.
Yan ang mga stress
Yes
source
po,
niya.
yes po. And then for those who are reject I-card, meron pong mga typographic or meron mga errors sa I-card. So we're requesting reprinting or reject I-card. We process reject I-card para po makorek yung mga entries po sa database.
Pero minsan din may mga pagkakamali ng date or yung
Yes
spelling ng
po.
pangalan.
Yes po. If the iCard release if the errors noticed during the month of the release, so we usually request for the reprinting.
Okay.
So that's for free. So it's not our error, that's immigration's
Yes.
error. So we usually write letter of request to correct the entries. And
Dapat tingnan ka agad
Yes
pag
po,
matanggap
yes
na
po.
yung iCard.
But happily, the one in charge for the releasing of the iCard usually put already a note at the back of the iCard if there are some errors. So that would really help us. So it will be, that parang ano na rin po, information right away for me to do the process if ever there are some errors in the iCard. Yun po.
So, yun.
So yung mga clients natin, they come to the office,
Yes
pupunta
po.
talaga sila. Yung iba, they just call you and
Yes
then they
po.
will send their documents.
Yes
through-
po.
Nag-i-email po
Elvis,
sila, sister. They scan their documents and then send through email.
Ayan, thank you so much,
Thank
Lisa.
you, Lisa.
Talagang napaka-overwhelming ng inyong mga trabaho sa inyo, EJ, ni Lorena at ikaw. So, we are thankful to have you in this ministry and for your service and for your passion to work with the consecrated persons in the Philippines.
Yes.
Thank you
And I think it's good also that we will show or ipapakita din natin kung paano talaga yung proseso step by step at saka gaano kahaba yung paghihintay sa proseso na yon. And I think please show us kung paano po. Okay.
Kaya, nandito pa rin tayo sa AMRSP Visa Desk office.
Yes, and we are going to interview or we will call Lisa again to explain to us the procedure step by step kung paano nga ba talaga yung mag-apply ng missionary visa for the first time.
Siyempre, iba talaga ang first time. Kaya tinatawagan natin ulit si Miss Liza para explain sa atin kung paano mag-apply as missionary for the first time.
Yes, please, Miss Lisa.
Opo, I'm back again. Opo. So, i-explain ko po yung step-by-step procedure on how to apply for missionary visa for the first time. So, for the first time, so, ibig sabihin, they come in the country as tourists. So, from tourists, that's the time for them to apply for missionary visa.
Yung tourist, di ba, 30 days lang yun?
Yes po. For those countries that are non-restricted national, so they have free visa of 30 days upon arrival given in the airport. But for those countries that are restricted, so they need to get entry visa first
Yeah,
in
like
the
Indian citizens.
Philippine embassy before they can come or they can enter Philippines. So for restricted nationals, so others are given 30 days tourist visa and there are also some given 59 days tourist visa. Yes po. So from tourist visa, so they can apply for missionary visa as long that they have the at least 20 days tourist visa valid upon application. So the first step really is to complete all or comply all the requirements needed for applying missionary visa.
Wait,
So
does it mean that pagdating nila ng Pilipinas, pwedeng the following day mag-apply ka agad?
yes,
Okay.
yes. So there's wala pong policy na they need to stay here for like certain months muna bago they can apply for missionary visa. So pagdating, actually, we encourage applicants, especially the congregation, to minimize expenses with regards to the
Yeah.
Bureau of Immigration. So we encourage to apply for missionary visa right away if they wish to stay here in the Philippines po. So, yun po. So, the first step really is to prepare all the requirements needed by the applicant. So,
May mga list of requirements
yes,
naman tayo.
we have
yeah.
the list of requirements. But then, if the congregation, if you have an access to the website of immigration, so you can see also the checklist of requirements in the website, including the application forms needed for such application po. So, that's the first step, complying the requirements for missionary visa application. So, once the requirements are complete, they can come here in the office. So, the applicant or the congregation has two options in order to apply for missionary visa. So one, if they want our services, so they can bring all the documents to us, original documents including their passport for the processing. And the second option is that to secure an endorsement letter from our office, and if they wishes to do the papers personally in immigration
Because
po.
also they can do that.
Yes, they can also their own papers personally in immigration po. So that's the first step. The second step is preparation of the endorsement letter. So once they have that endorsement letter, they can proceed for filing in immigration.
So what are the requirements in order to have the endorsement letter?
We need only one set photocopy of all immigration requirements po in order to get the endorsement letter from our office. So,
Siyempre, pag yung congregation naman, AMRSP member,
yes po.
kaya mabilis na.
Yes po. Kasi we have naman the list of all the members of the
Okay.
AMRSP. So that could, makakatulong po talaga.
Yes po.
Kasi we have that part. I mean, we can check on that membership if really the congregation is a member that will help us to give an endorsement letter po. Okay, so the second step, so once they presented all the documents, preparation of the endorsement letter, so usually EJ is the one receiving the documents here in the office. So upon presentation of the documents, so chine-check na po ni EJ if all the documents are complete. If meron lacking po, we usually inform to submit the lacking requirements because we cannot really submit the documents for
Pero
application
these
without.
are those applicants who really come here personally. But how about those in the provinces?
For those who are in the provinces, they can just email.
Okay.
Yeah, we are receiving, I mean, actually we accept documents through email. So we are only asking documents that are really needed to do the endorsement letter. So not necessarily that they're going to send all the documents.
Okay.
So those papers lang that we need, I mean the datas that are that needed for the preparation of the endorsement letter, they can just email it to us. And then once the endorsement letter is ready, we are also sending back the endorsement letter to us by LBC or any courier po. So that it could be more convenient also for the both of us if ever po. So yun, so preparation of endorsement letter. So after EJ, check all the requirements. If the requirements are complete, so she endorsed the application to Lorena as one of our liaison officers since Lorena is the one in charge for the filing of missionary visa. So yun po. So after, if Lorena prepared all the documents for submission, so she's the one bringing the documents to immigration for filing. So after Lorena filed the application, so she normally give back to me the passport because I'm the one monitoring the tourist visa of the applicant. So after 5 days of filing, I usually call clients to come personally for data capturing and fingerprinting in
Paano nga yun pag wala dito, nasa probinsya?
Yes, if the applicant is in the province, so there's an option again or there's a remedy again. So yun po, I usually ask transmittal or permission from immigration to allow the applicant to do the fingerprinting in the province as long that the immigration office in a certain province meron pong nakaset up na computer for the iCard processing po. But then if wala po, so
really
wala
have to
po
come
talagang option kundi just to come to Manila for that po. So yun po, after filing, fingerprinting. So after fingerprinting, monitoring na po sa website. Kasi normally, immigration right now, once every 2 weeks, meron po silang approval ng application. So I usually monitor sa website kung meron po nakapost na agenda or approval verification. So, chine-check po namin kung na-approve na po si applicant. So, if si applicant is already included on the list, so we normally submit the passport para po ma-stamp yung approved visa sa passport.
Pero di ba when you find the name in the
Website.
parang sigurado na yun?
Yes po, yes po. So once, if the name is already on the list, that's, actually, meron pa rin na-dismiss.
Talaga?
Yes po, meron pa rin na-dismiss. Pero, konti lang po. Siguro may mga time na merong mga konting lacking requirements na hindi po na-comply agad. So, one of the reason for dismissal. But most of the time talaga, almost siguro mga 95, mga ganun percent talaga approved talaga siya ni immigration. So yun po, so once the visa approved, stamping of visa, so we submit passport for the stamping of approved visa. And then after we release the passport, again, I need to check the I-card because that's the last step, the releasing of the ECR I-card to complete the application for missionary visa application po.
So with all these processes, gaano kahaba yan?
Actually, right now, we usually inform clients,
pinakamabilis.
yes, more or less 2 to 3 months. But there are times na less than a month na approve yung visa.
Talaga.
Pero pag may mga certain circumstances, minsan inaabot din siya ng 3 months. or,
So yun na yung mga tourist visa na
Yes.
ina-extend for
Yes
another
po,
month.
Yes po. So, until such time na ma-approve po yung missionary visa, so doon pa lang po tayo mag-stop ng extending tourist visa.
Okay.
But then, pagka hindi pa rin po siya na-approve, so we need to monitor the tourist visa by extending it until na ma-approve po sa missionary visa.
So ina-encourage niyo po talaga yung congregations
Yeah.
na kaagad if they have
Yes
the
po.
they have planned that this sister or brother or
Yes
priest
po.
will stay longer in the Philippines, so immediately they have to apply for the
Yes
anong tawag nga doon?
Missionary visa po.
No, I mean from tourist visa to missionary visa.
Conversion of
Conversion
visa,
of
yes po,
visa.
from tourist to missionary visa. And then, yun po, that's the procedure for the first time applying for the visa. For yung sa mga renewal naman po na missionary visa, we do encourage applicants to submit their applications at least 2 to 3 months
2 to
before
3
the
months.
visa expired to
Yes.
give way for the processing kasi medyo matagal nga po yung processing.
So when like if everything will go smoothly, may mga approval na, that visa will expire for
Meron pong 2
years? 2
years,
years?
meron 3 years. For the initial visa is valid for 2 or 3 years depending sa request and need ng applicant. But with regards for the renewal of missionary visa, they have an option to apply for 1, 2 or 3 years depending on the need na po ng applicant or ng congregation.
Ayan, talagang I'm really listening kasi nakaka-overwhelm yung proseso. Hindi siya basta-basta. So, mga kahabit na pakinggan niyo po kung paano po mag-apply ang mga missionary ng visa dito sa Pilipinas. Siguro, ako, I experienced living abroad and it's really difficult when you are not in your own country. And ang security mo talaga is the visa. It's a privilege given by the country na pinupuntahan mo. And besides, ito rin yung parang nagbibigay daan na nire-respeto ng isang foreigner. Yung kultura at yung batas na meron sa isang bansa. And for missionaries and consecrated people, we respect the sovereignty of each country that we go as representative of the church to meet Christ in every person that we are dealing with.
Yes.
So, sister, siguro magpasalamat tayo kay Liza for sharing and explaining step by step yung proseso. Thank you again,
Thank
Liza.
you, Liz.
Thank you.
Ayan. So, again, we will call on Sister Maluz for, when you are the coordinator, it's really overwhelming as well. As a consecrated, you have people whom you are journeying with. So, sister, how would you express your feelings as a coordinator, being a consecrated person, dealing with these lay people you are journeying with?
Actually, we count everything as a blessing, Father. So when we look at it that way, then, everything happens, according to God's will and according to His purpose. And if we are just that open, so I would like to believe that, as we mentioned before in our first meeting here, that when we can work together, we can pray together, and of course,
Eat together.
eat together, don't forget. Yes po. So everything, will go smoothly. Of course, it has its own stresses.
Yes.
It's normal. And I really salute, our staff here because they know how to deal with it. Although they come back hungry, but not angry, at least, So,
And exhausted.
yes po, yes. You're right, said with that passion, with that commitment.
Yes.
So I think with that, it makes a whole lot of difference, Father and
Okay,
Sister Happy.
Yes. So, Sister, please invite our consecrated brothers and sisters na tangkilikin ang serbisyo ng AMRSP Visa Desk.
Yes, Sister. Our brothers and sisters, especially those who have foreign missionaries here in the Philippines, you are most cordially invited to partake of our services here. We'll be happy to serve you. Let us know how we can best help you. When you come in, we can give you the some kind of reminders, a brochure, a flyer, so you can go over it, step by step. And then feel free to get in touch with us. We are here to serve.
They can also call and write through email. I think also it will be also flashed.
Here
Yes,
in
po.
our episode
Yes.
about the AMRSP Visa Desk.
Yes, po.
So, Sister Malus, time flies. I know
Yes.
we thank you for our short coming here, but it's really a fruitful experience journeying with all the people behind this AMRSP Visa Desk. Maraming salamat po muli, Sister Maria Luz Mission of the Dominican Sisters of the Most Holy Rosary, the coordinator of the AMRSP Visa Desk, for allowing us to feature this wonderful Visa Desk here in the Habits on the spot.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Sister.
Thank
and
you,
thank
Sister
you
Malus.
for the team for coming over.
So, mga kahabits, where do you want us to go next and be featured on the spot? For comments or suggestions, i-message nyo po kami via Facebook at facebook.com/amrsp.org. And while you're there sa aming page, click the like and follow button. At kahabits, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, AMRSP Media, where you can also catch our weekly broadcasts of the Holy Rosary and the Sunday Eucharist. Sama-sama tayo as we strive to reach 1,000 subscribers sa YouTube.
Mapapanood nyo rin ang The Habits sa TV Maria Free Channel every Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. with replays every Thursday at 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. Kaya mga kahabits, let us stay connected.
Again, we wish to thank Sister Maria Luz Mission, OP, for being with us here in the Habits on the Spot. Next week, join us again as we explore consecrated life, the church, the world, and the society. This has been your kahabit, Sister Happy Montecillo of the Daughters of St. Anne.
Thank you very much for joining us on our weekly religious routine. This is your kahabit, Father Angel Cortez of the Order of Friars Minor, signing off from your weekly inspiration and information companion. We have been The Habits.